And it looks like we're back up and running. If you guys were here and are still here, please go ahead and give me a confirmation when you get back into the stream and it's up and running again. I am going to go ahead and link all of these links to Berm and everything right now. Sup Berm. Search for that. Oh, man. I don't even think I follow him on Twitch. There we go. We got that one. And then we need to come back to my page here. Again, if you guys were here before and you're still here now, please just send a message. Let me know that you're back in the chat so I know everybody is still here, know everybody's still involved. I want to stream and back in the chat before we get Dirty Ike back in here. If you're still here, give me a what's up or tell me what your favorite part of the last interview was if you happen to be here for the entire last interview. If not and you're here for Dirty Ike, welcome to the stream. I'm so excited for everybody to be here. It's gonna get going here in a second. I'm gonna start the Zoom call back up. I'm gonna get him invited to the chat. It's gonna get going really quickly. I'm super pumped. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. The first interview went so great. I'm really excited for the second interview. Brother just subscribed. Let's go! He was the 100th sub. Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Dirty Ike's brother was my 100th sub on YouTube. That's amazing. Shout out to anybody that is subbed on YouTube. If you're not subbed on YouTube yet, please go over there to Talkin Truth YouTube. Give us a sub. We got 101 subs now. Let's go! We're racking them up. We're counting them up. I'm going to send this Zoom chat link. Hope everybody's having a solid night. Hope everybody's enjoying the stream. 5. Let's go. What up, Munher? How did you get in contact with him? So this interview came about because Dirty Ike actually came across my YouTube page. I guess my YouTube channel came across his recommended, and he was able to hit me up on Instagram. Let me pull up the Instagram messages. It went a little something like this. He messaged me, told me that he had some music that he had just released in an EP. I basically listened to the first 30 seconds of a song on his page and told him immediately, like 5 minutes after he messaged me, that we should get an interview set up. It was originally set up for Saturday. Yeah, it was originally set up for Saturday, but we had to reschedule it due to my personal reasons, and we're back at it again tonight. So I'm super excited to talk to Dirty Ike for the first time. He has an EP out right now. Let me pull up, pull him up on Spotify real quick. That legacy question, again, I'm going to talk about that really quick before we start up the interview with him. The legacy question came from this interlude, which I'm going to play really quick. It's called Gems from O. And I thought it was just a really cool. It's a minute 58. I don't know if I would necessarily call it an interlude. It sounds more like an interlude. Let's see. I'm just going to play it really quick so you guys can hear it.
Most of our battles are fought in the shadows. Not a lot of people know about them. You think back over the course of your life, talking about your entire life from the moment you were born until the moment you're listening to this right now. The majority of those battles have been fought in the shadows, and nobody really know about it, but those are the building blocks to your legacy. Not your success, your legacy. And I'm very careful not to use the word success, because success in comparison to legacy is so small. Success can be formed through habit and practice. Legacy is formed through resilience and endurance. Legacy are the lessons that you teach your kids based on what you've been through. Legacy determines whether or not your past has conquered you or you conquered your past.
That's fire.
Right? And so when you reflect on those moments, from the moment you were born to the moment you're listening to this right now, everything that you've been through, all the shit you had to endure, you'll find evidence of divine strength. You'll find evidence of divine power. This not conjecture. This is fact. This is fact. It's evident. It's documented. You know what you've been through. You know what you've been through. And the key of it all is to not use what you've been through and not carry it as a burden, but carry it as a badge. When you carry it as a badge, you are honoring those experiences. You're honoring your journey. You're honoring your sacrifices. You see, when you carry it as a burden, you're allowing them to hinder your progress.
So, that's your little introduction to Dirty Ike. I'm going to pull him into the chat real quick right here. Get this thing going. Hey, can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, I hear you, Roddy.
Awesome. It looks like the audio's coming through on this end. Can I get a confirmation from chat from somebody to let me know that we can hear Dirty Ike? That would be great. How you doing tonight, man?
Everything cool, man. I can't complain. How about you?
I'm doing better than a couple nights ago. We're chilling tonight, having a good night. We had a good weekend. Went shopping with some stimulus money and got some upgrades for the apartment. So we're chilling.
That's what's up. I'm still waiting on mine, man.
Ours is hitting later this week, but we were able to. We had a little bit of money left over to be able to still spend some of it this weekend. So,
okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, we were chilling. Just got off of a great interview with my man Berm of Free Nation. So we're gonna follow it up with another great one with Dirty Ike right here. Thank you so much for reaching out to me, man. It's so cool that like my page came across your YouTube and you reached out to me. And honestly, man, within 30 seconds of hearing your music, I knew I had to speak with you because it was just your music was speaking to me. It sounded amazing, off the rip. Like, thank you for your art. Like, it is dope. And thanks for coming on the stream tonight, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, man, it was just crazy. I was just looking. I was, The Mind is one of the artists that I like listening to and everything like that. So I was looking and I just seen your interview and then I just watched it. And I'm like, oh, this dude, like, he knows what he's talking about and everything like that. Then I watched another one you got with Mick Jenkins afterwards and everything. So I'm like, oh, no, he's somebody I love to, if I could get on this platform and just talk about music, listen to my music, if my music connects and everything like that. So you said you rocked with it and everything. So, I appreciate you for, giving me this platform to speak on things.
Oh yeah, that's awesome that the Mind interview was one of the first ones that came about. That one took a couple months to get underway. We had a couple reschedules ourselves, and it actually, like I said in the beginning, it worked out perfect because he ended up dropping "Don't Let It Go to Your Head," and we got to speak a little bit about that, which was great. So, yeah, again, thank you for reaching out. Where exactly are you from, and what's your favorite thing about being from there?
I'm from the Bronx, New York. And my favorite thing about being from here, sounds a little weird, maybe like the madness and everything, a lot of, because it gave me, like, it just showed me there's some lessons that, even though they're unconventional, some lessons, some things I learned from life that's here, I could take it towards everything, seeing certain things, in this environment and stuff like that. And it just teaches me how to move within everything, even in a professional sense and everything like that. I move with a sense of urgency, due to, the environment, that I grew up in.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be one of the first things Chicago taught me. I'm originally from Northwest Indiana. We came to the city a lot, but man, coming here to a big city is just like everyone's hustle bustle. So you gotta be up to pace, or you're gonna be left behind. So
that's exactly what it is.
So where did the name Dirty Ike come from?
Honestly, it came from like three different ways. One, my father, he make little jokes in the house and everything like that. He'd call me like Dirty. He called me, like, my real name's Isaiah. He called me like Dirty Isaiah and everything like that. So like, just like a little, just trying to bust my balls and everything like that. Then, like, for me and my friends, we be talking, we'll be exchanging, conversation about things, we went through with women and everything like that. Like, you dirty, you dirty. So I always heard it, but really it came from when I was writing a song. I wrote a lyric and I started saying, like, yo, I'm cleansing my soul. And when I said cleansing my soul, I'm like, oh, it must be a little tainted and everything like that. And then it just made sense to switch my name because I'm like, it gives me something to pursue, like to continue striving to be better, to, get rid of some of the bad things, things that happen in my life. So all three, it just made sense and I just switched to the Dirty.
That's awesome. What does hip hop mean to you and why is it so important?
Hip hop is everything, hip hop is credited with starting here in the Bronx and everything. So, it was always in the culture, even before I wanted to make music and everything like that. You know, from the fashion to the way, you know, the events people go to, and you know, everything that, you know, the whole culture and everything like that. So it means everything to me. It's something that I've loved since, you know, I first started listening to music like 6, 7 years old and everything like that. So hip hop, it means everything to me.
Awesome. What defines an MC to you?
Mm, how long his music could connect to people, his or her music
Ooh.
could connect.
Okay.
Because some people, you know, I'm sorry, you know, some people, I think to me nowadays, they make like a lot of microwave music, you know,
Word.
stuff that's cool for the moment you could throw in and everything like that. But then when you listen to it 4 or 5 years ago, you might not be in the same spot or whatever. And so that music might not connect as much and everything. Not saying that it's not as good or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that, but the MCs that I grew up with, you know, loving, these are guys who like, I go back time and time again, and I'd like their music. I'd listen back, I'd catch new things. I might be, you know, some music I listened to when I was 11, 12 years old, and I hear it in my 20s, and I'm like, damn, you know, like, you know, and I catch different stuff. So it's just how, you know, how the music ages, that defines a MC to me.
Word. Yeah, I think Mick definitely was my first exposure, and like the Waters is what really, I think, and I've said several times, what exposed me. What, oh shit, this is what hip hop is supposed to sound like.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's kind of been the bar ever since I've discovered him.
yeah.
um,
That dude is amazing. Man. Wow.
Let's see. Throughout the interview, I'm going to ask you a few questions that kind of correlate to my brand and kind of introduce you to my brand a little bit.
Okay.
The tree is really prevalent. It's in the logo and everything you can see on my shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
It represents growth. And the first part of the tree, it's in the original logo. It's not in this new one, but it's the roots. They represent your core values. They hold you down as a person. Represent what holds you down. So, what would you say are a couple of your core values?
Um, my family, number one. Um, keeping the lineage going. You know, some things is passed down, and it's not as far as like doing like, as an example, like somebody's a construction worker, I have to be a construction worker. But you know, just
Mm-hmm.
overall, like the foundation of you know, just keeping up a high quality life. You know, holding each other down, valuing each other, and pushing each other to do certain things. I think at the time, you know, as we get older, I've been fortunate, you know, that you know my family, we've always been kind of close knit and everything. You know, my brothers and sisters and my parents and everything. So that's like that's a core. That's where everything starts for me. You know, my love for my family and everything that's in tune with them. You know, because we all kind of help each other move along in life.
How do you find confidence in yourself? Is it ever has it always been easy? Has it ever been a struggle for you?
Um, No, I wouldn't say it's been easy, but it's never really been a struggle.
Okay.
Because I played basketball when I was young, and
Ooh, okay.
I always loved, you know, it's hard to step on a basketball court without being confident and everything like that, you know. So I just took that and translated to like you know, it just showed I get to like express myself and everything like that. And I just believed in myself as a man, you know. Combined with being like doubled down, like I had like great influences around me, my father and like a lot of other people that would speak truth to me and they'll tell me, you know, they'll hold me to a certain standard, but also tell me, give me a pat in the back, like, yo, keep doing your thing and everything. So I think that helped me out. And then like now my late 20s and everything, I'm my own man. I'm 100% confident in myself with anything I do. You know, even if I don't know it, you know, I'm confident that I'll get to it eventually. So confidence, yeah, it's never really been an issue for me.
That's awesome. Who are some of your favorite artists currently, and how are they inspiring you right now?
One of my favorite artists. Honestly, it's more like I guess underground guys like myself. They're the ones that inspire me
Mm-hmm.
because not to knock everything that's going on in the game, but you know, I kind of hear a lot of the same music and everything consistently. So I say some of the artists that inspire me right now. My dog Ricky Mapes, he was on my project.
Okay.
Um, he inspires me. Jay Blue, is an artist I work with, he inspires me. Freelance, Charlie Way, um, Donnie Haran. These are guys that I've worked with, you know, because I see their process behind things. I see how much they push themselves and everything like that. And I get to see it out them. I get to see it out the mud. and everything. As far as like more well-known artists, I'd say Cole. Like Cole's my favorite rapper.
Okay.
So I'd say Cole. You know, anything I could always tap back into Cole. Listen to what he says. Isaiah Rashad.
Ooh, yeah.
Guys, so I listen to Currency, Mick Jenkins, of course. You know, so as far as those mainstream guys, they're over there. But for the most part, I say the underground guys who, you know, they get me back in my bag.
Word. Obviously, you were able to put an EP out here early in the year. How did COVID last year affect your creativity and or your ability to make music?
It did everything. You know, without getting too deep, you know, I had it myself and everything.
Oh,
So yeah, and then you know, we had the death of my family. So for a while, I didn't even want to do music. Honestly, I was kind of done. I was I couldn't do anything, and when I tried to get back into it, it was tough. I couldn't. I had no creativity, so I got all this other stuff in my mind, and I wasn't sure I could do it. You know, and then eventually I broke through. I just kept at it. I kept at it. And eventually I broke through in like probably like October, and I finally wrote a song that I liked, and then I kind of like pushed it in, started building off of that. So, but yeah, COVID had a lot, and from artists like me, because I'm not somebody who speaks of fabricated things, you know, I go off life experiences to teach me, and I didn't experience anything except something tragic within the last year, so it's hard to, you know, balance things out and stuff like that. But I was able to get through, you know. I was able to get a project out of it.
Awesome. I guess another branded question for me. The next part of the tree is represented by the body, and it represents the people that you keep around you. They help hold you up as a person. So how important is it to keep people around you that kind of hold the same vision and want to work towards the same thing as you?
It's very important because it's something that I'm growing now to understand how important it is, because I was more of a, like I said, I didn't really have issue with confidence when I was younger, so I was always like, I'll do it on my own type of person. You know, I try to balance the weight of the world with everything I want to do, and after a while, and then when things, you know, after a while, I had to just learn to just ask. It's all right to ask people to help out, to help out with certain things and stuff like that. And as far as my vision, like I got a group of friends that like Jay Blue, I mentioned earlier, it's a personal friend I know like half of my life. He's somebody I know that holding me accountable. I got a group of friends that hold me accountable, and for whatever I tell them I want to do. If I want to get a certain goal done, they're not going to accept anything less than quality standard to get those things done. So I think it's very important. It's everything for me to it's kind of like an iron sharpens iron type of thing.
Word. Kind of want to talk a little bit about the project. At this point, Moonshine.
Yeah.
What was the main inspiration behind it? What made you want to make it, and where was the inspiration behind the name and everything?
At first, I was just, like I said, I was just trying to get songs out. I worked on a few songs early on, and really, when I guess the intro on the project, Moonshine. Once I wrote that, like that was the one that made me just think of the idea of the project. I listened to the beat. I listened to the beat one night. I went to sleep. I just woke up, kept saying, "I'm been off the shine." I kept saying, like, I don't know why. Like I just kept saying I was off the shine all day, and then eventually, it made me think that I remember I had a project called Moonlight I wanted to have.
Okay.
And stuff I wanted to put out, and then I was like, I'm kind of tired of hearing the word moonlight and everything like that. So I was like, Moonshine kind of made a little bit more sense, So once I finished the song, and then I started rounding it about, because I felt like last time I was at like probably a dark point in my life, probably the darkest part of my life and everything like that. And but there was like, there was optimism at the end of it, despite what was going on and stuff like that. And I had to use some of that shine amongst my darkness to, push me to, inspire other people, inspire myself to, continue doing what I need to do. So once I knocked that shot, once I knocked that first song out, I kind of figured out the ideas pretty quickly, and then I just knocked out the rest of the songs.
Word. Would you say Moonshine was your favorite one to make off that project, or did you have a different one that you would say is your favorite?
My favorite. Yeah, I think Moonshine was because of the energy in it. I'm more of a laid back dude and everything like that. So like I kind of had a little more bop, and because really when I make projects, I just usually knock out songs and I figure things out. But when I made that, I'm like, oh no, this is the intro. Like I knew the feeling it was gonna get people off the rip and everything like that. So yeah, that was probably my favorite. And I think I did that one pretty quick. I think I did it maybe 3 takes maybe or something like that. So I knocked it out pretty quickly.
Okay, cool. What would you say is your biggest strength as an artist going into the booth, or just in general?
My biggest strength, my creativity with my pen.
Okay.
Um, I feel like I could write. My writing process doesn't take all that long, but I feel like I could. I'm very mindful of certain things. So like after I could write 4 bars, and I'm like, yo, I gotta switch this. I gotta stick to this topic or whatever the case is, or like, all right, I made a song. I'm not a person that makes songs about like shooting or killing people or any of that stuff like that. So at times, I know I'm realistic that I could also feel like, paint trying, like listen to the same thing over and over again. Like, all right, let me give a different voice, or let me do this type of flow, So I think being able to step back and be creative with every single song, I think that's my biggest strength. I could like sometimes be punchline heavy, sometimes it ain't gonna be no punches. It's gonna be a weird little rhyme scheme. So I think my ability to be versatile with my writing is my biggest strength.
Awesome. On the flip side, what would you say is something that you want to work on over the next year that you think you could really that could use some fine tuning?
My voice, my vocal control. Even though a lot of people love it, a lot of people feel like it's kind of distinct, especially with the beats that I rap on and everything. But I feel like I could feel like it unlocks a different thing. Like I can unlock, like there's so many times I'm writing and I have like such a crazy flow, but I know my vocal controlling, isn't up there. That like I'm going to be breathing heavy and doing all that stuff. So I know that's probably the number one thing that I think I can work on. What I'm currently working on right now too. So.
Is it? Have you performed anywhere yet? Like, have you been able to perform any songs or anything off the EP anywhere?
Oh no, not nothing off
Not
the
off
project.
the EP. Okay.
Yeah. A few, like one person reached out for me something to, but honestly, I don't feel like traveling and doing all that stuff yet. We'll see what happens this summer if things open up a little more and everything. I like to do it, but
yeah. That makes sense. What does your writing process look like? Do you ever are you going into the studio with something written? Are you going in writing to a beat that's being built? Does it vary from time to time? How does that usually look for you?
Yeah, more times than not, I have the concepts. Because I like my writing to be fresh. I hate. And also, that's pretty much it. So like I usually have the beat going. Usually have the beat, and I'll just sit on the beat. A little weird thing I do, like the night before, like I'll turn it on like on my speaker and I'll just go to sleep. No, not extremely loud and everything. So that I have like the beat. So when I get up in the morning, I don't even have to play it. Like it's already in my head. And then I get to the studio, by the time I get to the studio, and all I gotta do is like write maybe 1 or 2 things there. It's like seamless and everything. And it's a little weird and unconventional, but that's pretty much how I do it more times than not.
That's awesome. Is there a particular way that you look for beats? Is there anything like instrumentally you're looking for in them, or like, I guess you could say you kind of have it mapped out in your head a little bit what it looks like. So what is it that you're looking for in a beat in particular?
Like there's like two sounds that I lean towards the most, and those 2 sounds, that's when it's like the easiest, but I like to test myself as well, and I'll try like a boom bap beat or whatever, something else. But there's nothing in particular. I do a wide range of songs. On the project you can probably hear the same like 3 or 4 sounds, but on the regular I do a wide range of songs and everything like that. I just don't I don't like it to be dry, So like sometimes I like use a jazz sample or like, maybe a little lo-fi tune or something like that. But I need the drums. I need my drums to slap, because I just think about from performing previously and like seeing other artists, that are like in a similar lane and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. When I watch them, I'm like, even no matter how, smooth the tunes are, like people got to get out their seats when they hear them, the drums got to be crisp and everything like that, or the 808s got to not, so those things, I just don't want it to be dry. I just don't want it to be dry, even if it's more of a calm tone and everything like that. Something with a little kick to it.
That's awesome. How do you find motivation in negative situations, or when you're having a bad day? How you finding to, or how you motivating yourself back up to a positive state?
Um, Honestly, I just think about conversation with my father, because he held me accountable. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, it used to piss me off, because I'd be like, damn, you're always on this person's side or whatever. But I just think about things that he said and just how to take things on the chin, and I ain't gonna lie, it's not easy, because I'm more of a laid back guy. So sometimes certain situations, I know people are trying to get over on me because I'm not reacting, whatever. But I just get from what I gotta get, from whatever the situation is, and I just focus in on that,
Yeah.
and I try not to let anything drift me out of character, take me off my square.
Word. Um, are you like a regrets kind of person, or more of a everything happens for a reason kind of a guy?
Yeah, more of everything happens for a reason.
Word.
I try to find a lesson, and even some of the more harsh things I've dealt with in my life, I try to, 'cause I feel like things happen in vain if you don't take anything from it. Life is not to sound like a negative person. Life is what it is. Things are going to happen, regardless whether you like it or not. So you might as well do your best you can to learn from it.
Word. So another question for you that pertains to the tree and everything. Going up the metaphor, the next part of the tree is the branches, and
Mhm.
those represent the experiences that you've had in life. Is there an experience in the last year that maybe has stood out to you that we haven't spoken on yet that has helped you grow as a person?
Within the last year, yeah, well, like my father passed away last year.
Oh man, I'm
So
sorry.
thank you. And that's well, it's something, of course, like I wouldn't, I that's like the one thing I regret that I would reverse and
Hmm.
everything. But I feel like I can't let the things that we spoke about go in vain. He did, like you said, like you speaking for you. That's why I like the metaphor you use of the tree and
Hmm.
everything like that. He laid the groundwork. She laid the groundwork down a lot and everything like that. And I try to, and some of his roots is inside of me as a man, and I got to use that foundation. And I got to use that foundation to move correctly. I use that foundation to, it keeps me going every day. Even though I'm still dealing with my pain and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that he showed me that and it's crazy because I hear them a lot more now. But a lot of things he showed me um that I got to take forward in my life, every day. So that's probably it.
That's awesome. Favorite way to make somebody smile?
Um, I'll be roasting people a lot. That's
Yes.
that's real.
That's the
Yeah,
second
I
time I've
just
gotten that answer. That's awesome.
yeah,
Love it.
yeah. And I roast myself too. Like I'm a person that can laugh at myself. So yeah, it could be saying something like, and I'm gonna be honest, like it's probably because like I'm an artist and like I have to be creative with my words, but I'll be making up some of the craziest things. So I think that's it. Either flaming somebody or like me and somebody in the car, like who's flaming somebody walking around looking crazy. So that's usually it for me.
Oh yeah. Hey, shout out Rosie. Thanks for the feedback. She said she likes the flow of the interview with the branded question mixed throughout, and I think I'm digging it too.
Yeah,
It's flowing
yeah.
a little better than all at the end. I used to ask all of them at the end, and it's just like it's nice to introduce y'all to the brand, but like I think it flows a little better with some of the questions that I'm asking. So
Yeah, it definitely it feels smooth.
cool. Somebody who made you proud recently, and what was it that they did that made you proud of them?
Mm, my sister, she graduated college last year.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I know she went through a lot, through her years. She had to take a break at one point, but she went right back in it, the next year, and even, like I said last year, what we dealt with as a family, she was in school during the midst of that, and
Damn.
she exuding a hell of a lot more strength than I could even have to get that done. So she's definitely a person that made me proud. And my brother's doing the same right now because he's about to graduate in June. So I mean in May. So both those two will definitely make me proud.
That's awesome. Is there any advice that you would give somebody who's maybe timid about making music, or maybe who's going to step in the booth for the first time? What's something that you might say to them?
Mm. Um, that's kind of that's a tough thing. Because honestly, like I said, not to, but I didn't like have any of that, so I don't even know where to start. But I'd say, just be you. I'd say be you. And because I think it's the same with life,
Mm-hmm.
um, when you do your own thing, some people aren't going to like it, some people will love it, but that's something that you'll lean back on. That I stuck to my truth and everything. So I'd advise that just stick to your truth. Express yourself. Express yourself the best you can, and be cautious. Certain of hearing, having too many ears. Having too many people speak on your music, because a lot of people, will say, "Oh, change this, change that," and everything, and then you listen to the artist that they like, and it's like it doesn't make sense for you to even speak on what I'm doing. So I just say be you, and that's the best bet.
Oh yeah. Dream producer. Who's like one or two producers that you'd really like to work with in the near future,
Mm,
or just even in the late future, whatever it is.
one is probably his guy, producer Apollo Brown.
Okay.
I believe he's from Detroit. He has like a lot of collab albums with some artists I like. I love his, like, he has some crazy samples, and like he has that good in between, because it's not all the way like trap sound, but it's not all the way like boom bap either. It's like a good in between, and I
Okay.
I love his work. Who's another producer I would like to? Yeah, that's the one off rip. That's the one off rip that I'd love to do a whole album with him if I could.
Cool. A couple like pop culture goofy questions before we get into a couple more serious ones to wrap it up. Do you remember the first music that you bought with your own money? Was it at like a store? Like where was it, and who did you buy?
um, with my own money, well, borrowed money, I guess.
Hey, whatever. When you walked into the store, purchased the CD, and it was your
Yeah.
CD. What was it?
It was I believe it was Cameron's Purple Haze album. I I mean, I had like a weird decision to make. I think I had like allowance money, and it was like the week of Christmas, and I think my parents, they stopped, like they was done with gifts, and like I think I gave my dad the money. I'm like, yo, just buy me this album, please. Like, cause the CD store next to me didn't have it, so he brought the album for me and everything like that. So definitely a Cameron's Purple Haze album.
That's cool. Were they ever strict about, or were they ever restrictive about the music that you were listening to? Did they had to preview it first, or?
Well, I'm gonna say previewed it, but like I'll say this, man. Like, I listen to only in front of them. I only listen to Bow Wow or Romeo and stuff like that. But like, I take my little MP3 or my CD player and I start listening to Cassie. I knew I couldn't play that in the car, like, because
Yeah.
if I played like one song that had any curse, it could have been damn. Next thing you know, like, there's a lecture about not wanting to do all this and that. So yeah, I only listened to Bow Wow and like, backpack music when I was little in front of them. But I always listened to like G Unit and stuff afterwards.
That's awesome. Are you a breakfast person at all? You like eating breakfast food?
um, Not really.
No desserts.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What's your favorite dessert? If you go to dessert,
Um, Either it's a tie between carrot cake and not actually carrot cake, man. Carrot cake is unmatched, no matter any occasion, any
okay.
time of day. I done did it all with carrot cake, man.
Where's the best one you've ever had?
Oh, what's the guy name? Oh, he used to have a show on Cake Boss. I don't know if you ever watched it, Cake
Okay.
Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a restaurant downtown Manhattan,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
that one, I think it was like $23, and I went out my way. Yeah, I'm like crazy on my lunch break. I worked nearby, and I went by and ate one for my lunch break, and I was like, yeah, I gotta relax.
That's awesome. Um, got a couple more serious questions here for you. This is so cool. The gems from O. The interlude on the project. I just started asking the question with the last interview with Berm, and I'm gonna ask it every single interview from here on out. So you are officially, you're engraved in Talking Truth interviews forever, man. Because this question is inspired by that. What do you want your legacy to be when you leave this earth?
um, and it's crazy because after he sent that to me, I was thinking about it for like the longest. Um, I want my legacy to be somebody who just helped out and bridge the gap with with any issues there is in life. Not saying like, of course, I love to rap, but I'm not going to, I'm already 29, so I'm not going to be rapping forever until like I'm 45, 50 and everything like that. But, even like with my music, of course, I'm doing this, because I love it, make a little change and everything like that. But I'm also utilizing it to fuel other things. I was a basketball coach at one time, and I want to help, kids in my own neighborhood, stay off the streets and do stuff like that. In general, even my family, I try to help out. I think my legacy would be somebody who was selfless, because those people stand out in our lives more than, even though we have run across some asshole people, but I think people, to be somebody that helped out and to be somebody that helped somebody in a time of need, I think if I could just help one person a year with that, then that does everything for me. So I think that'd be my legacy.
That's fire. It's kind of cool that you talked about success in that interlude as well. I ask every artist this question in every interview. What does success mean to you today?
Um, when people are inspired in their everyday life with my music, I think that does it for me. There's no number like, I've got a good amount of streams and everything like that. I get a decent amount of love. That doesn't really do anything. That's a little more for the ego, and I'm already set who I am as a man, so I don't really need the ego boost. But I think when people are inspired everyday life, there's some things in the song that some people told me certain songs, made them reflect on the issue that they had in their life, and it's helping them out. There's some people that want to turn up, like, yo, every time I hear your song, I just want to smoke and have a good time, So, I think when people are inspired by everyday life in my music, and they continue to do that, I think that's just success. That's success for me.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. A couple last two questions for me. They're both branded, and this is the last part of the tree. It's represented by the leaves, and they represent the lessons that you've learned from all the experiences in life. Can you think of a lesson that you learned as a kid that you still carry with you today that's really important to you?
That's there's a ton. To watch, to be mindful how you speak to people.
Mm.
I think that's something. Granted, I know I wasn't like a reckless kid or anything like that, but sometimes, like even I'll just say from playing basketball and everything like that, you get frustrated at a teammate and yell at them and everything like that. And not everybody. There's some teammates who could use that yelling and push them, but there's some teammates that will shut down and stuff like that. So like, and I've always been mindful of how I speak. Even I ain't gonna lie, even like a life lesson, like I done spoke too quickly. Sometimes I got punched in my mouth when I was little, So
Yeah.
it's always so I think just being mindful how to speak to people, even if you have an important message to convey, they're not gonna, people aren't gonna be receptive depending on how you deliver. So your delivery is always important, and I do that like every day. I know I'm influenced a lot of younger kids and stuff like that. So I try not to talk at them, but I'm not gonna baby them, but find that balance is, the thing that I took from my younger days.
Word. Last question for me, man. What does truth mean to you?
Ooh, when you can look in the mirror at yourself, when you can deal with reality, that's truth. I think a lot of people don't live in their truth. And it's hard to at times, because sometimes the truth is ugly. It's hard to deal with. I won't, sometimes it's tough to unpack it, and you might not even know where to start. But as we spoke on before, I think you could take your truth and it can make you a better person. You might be able to help somebody else who's on that same path and how to guide them through that journey. Um, and I think overall, you give yourself a better foundation for life when you live in your truth. And I think because if you just go around trying to avoid it or put it in the room, it's not going to evaporate. It's still something you have to deal with. And I think that just prepares you for anything else coming on in your life. Once you accept your truth, accept your reality, you have a more solid foundation going forward.
That's fire, man. What do you got working on next? You got a single coming up, another project you're working on? What's going on next for you?
Yeah, I'm working on an album right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm working on an album right now. We started to craft it. Me and some of the artists I mentioned earlier, we want to take a little trip, just get in a little dungeon together and lock in. I got a set of producers I'm working with and everything. So we just laying the groundwork down. And, hopefully, the plan is to get the album out by the end of the year, by November.
Awesome.
For the run. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be working on over the summer. Of course, I'm gonna drop some little loosies in between and stuff like that. But yeah, the album is the main focus though.
Awesome. You'll have to link me to all the homies in the DMs. Let me know who to follow, and we'll have to get them on the show as well. Because if they're linked with you, they're definitely probably as talented. And you gotta get them on here as well. So
yeah, definitely. Some of them I already said. Some of them already tapped in with you already. But yeah, man.
Awesome.
I think you're gonna hear you're gonna hear a lot. There's a whole climate that's coming from the Bronx now. Not to knock every other guys is doing their thing, but the lyrical guys that have a different message to send out. We got something brewing.
Hell yeah! I appreciate you so much for coming on tonight, man. Taking time out of your night and able to reschedule with me as well. Dealing with my rescheduling there, I appreciate it so much. If you ever want to come on again, man, just never hesitate to ask me if you need anything. If you want me to post something for you, whatever the hell it is, bro. That's what I built the platform for, was being there for the artists for whatever the fuck they need at any time, and trying to do as much as I can for you. So if there's anything, like I said, you ever need, my DMs are always there. Let me know, and I'll do anything I can for you.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you for having me. Like I said, the brand, and I watch from a distance and everything like that, and everything lives up to me. And I think you got something great coming on. You got something great coming on. Something that a lot of artists can learn from, and just from each other. Not like I'm just here for me. I'm watching. I'm gonna watch some of the other interviews you got going on and stuff like that. But thank you, man. Likewise, you need anything on this end, we definitely support. I see you got the you got the merch and everything rolling and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tap it with you.
Awesome.
We're gonna spread the love out here in New York too.
Appreciate you, man. All right, we'll talk to you soon, and hope you have a good night. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you again soon, man.
I love, man. Thanks you.
Later. Hey, that was Dirty Ike. Let's go. 2 fucking dope ass interviews in one night. Appreciate everybody that rolled through. It was really fun. Man, that's definitely one of the longer streams that we've had in a while. Hi. How are you? Good. What's up? You're cold? It is cold in here. We got a really bad draft coming out the kitchen door, bro. It's really bad. It looks like a puzzle piece that just doesn't fit right. It's feels like there's air conditioning coming out of the kitchen, man. It's really bad, and then heat's not on high enough to combat it, so we're just freezing over here right now, man. It's weak as hell. We're gonna be all right though. We got blankets. We're chilling. We got Burner to cuddle with too. He's sleeping. Little sleep and burn man over there. Yo, I appreciate everybody rolling through. Mick Jenkins is dropping some new music tonight, if he hasn't already. He was shooting a music video today. And he has told me that he's going to be coming on the stream this week, so be ready for that. I've also had Kari tell me that he's either coming on this week or next week. I got to figure out if it's one of the days this week or if he meant next week starting the 22nd. So be ready for some interviews with Mick and Kari coming up here. Super excited about that. Thank you so much, Foolish. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to have that. I'm going to have all the merch out by this week. By tomorrow or the next day. I'll have tracking numbers for everybody sent out into their emails. I'm getting the stickers printed up tomorrow, and I'm taking everything to the post office tomorrow. So everybody who ordered merch, thank you so much for supporting the mission. You'll have your shit in the mail soon. Unless you ordered a large sweatshirt. Those I'm still waiting on. So if you ordered a large sweatshirt, I really apologize, but those are still being sent to me in the mail. Foolish, I know you got an extra large sweatshirt coming towards you, and I'm throwing in that free t-shirt for you as well. You got the XL t-shirt coming in there. Yeah, if you didn't order a large sweatshirt, expect your merch and a tracking number tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for coming through the stream. As always, it was a great success, and we're going to keep growing with each other through dope hip-hop music and dope interviews. We'll be back tomorrow with a Know Your Roots stream as well. Be here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Josh is coming back. He's coming over. He's checking out the new audio setup. He's